Mortal Kombat's always going to be a weird one to review because no matter how hard you try to judge it on its own merits, it's always going to be compared to Street Fighter 2. And I'd like to say that this is one of those reviews where we objectively look at just Mortal Kombat, but it's not. It's impossible. Obviously back in the day, a big part of Mortal Kombat's appeal was its use of digitised sprites for characters. Now you could be forgiven for thinking that because of this, visually Mortal Kombat will have aged horribly, but that doesn't take into account how visually consistent it is. Look at the backgrounds for instance. There's so very many of them, they're very detailed and all of them keep a consistent art style. This means that Mortal Kombat has a theme, it has a feel. It means that every single thing that you see when you're playing Mortal Kombat pokes at your childhood memories. It means that Mortal Kombat doesn't look old, it looks like Mortal Kombat. The eerie music and soundtrack complements the art style as well to create this dark, sinister, edgy vibe to the game which, until then, was mostly unheard of. Now compare this to something like Pit Fighter, which did have digitised sprites like Mortal Kombat, but also had boring stages, poor animation, and was just generally terrible. Seriously, I've made a whole video about how terrible Pit Fighter is. But enough about how it looks, how does it play? At a base level, Mortal Kombat works fine. The controls are fluid, responsive, and rarely screw things up for you. The AI puts up a decent challenge, but without feeling overpowered or super cheap. Although it is worth pointing out that you can simply spam your way to victory using the special moves. Also, the game is definitely balanced, which is important in a fighting game, but in this case it's not necessarily a compliment. You see, it's easy to be balanced when all of your characters are essentially the same. And this is where the problem I mentioned earlier about not being able to judge Mortal Kombat in isolation comes into play, because it's this area where Mortal Kombat really suffers in comparison to Street Fighter 2. With Street Fighter 2, you've got fast characters, slow characters, strong characters, ranged characters, and that allows you to develop styles of play. People can pick a favourite Street Fighter 2 character based on how they want to play, and then they get the joy of finally mastering a certain character. In Mortal Kombat, you don't get that depth or that mastery. Aside from a few special moves, every character is identical. They move at the same pace, they have the same moves, they deal the same damage, they are identical. So instead of choosing a character that suits your individual style of play, you end up choosing who's got the coolest looking specials or fatalities or costume. That's the issue with Mortal Kombat in a nutshell. In a lot of ways it really is style over substance. All of Mortal Kombat's standout moments are supplementary to the core game. Fatalities are cool, but they don't add anything to the fighting itself. Scorpion shouting, "Get over here!" It's iconic, but the fighting would be just the same without it. This is also what makes it difficult to say whether it's worth playing today or not, because Mortal Kombat is good, but there's always going to be a much better fighter from the time that's easily available to play, so it makes playing Mortal Kombat kind of redundant except as a curiosity. What I will say though is that the most recent entries in the Mortal Kombat series are absolutely fantastic. They are superbly crafted fighting games with bags of character and all the little stylistic extras that we all enjoyed back in the day. But that's just me. If you loved or hated Mortal Kombat back in the day, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.